Like if you found the video valuable. The last house on Ashford Street had been abandoned for decades, its boarded windows and flaking paint making it the subject of whispered dares and ghost stories. But when a "for rent" sign appeared in the overgrown yard one rainy Thursday, curiosity overtook caution. Lena, a freelance photographer new to town, signed the lease without much thought. Cheap rent, plenty of space, and a quiet street, it seemed perfect for editing her work in peace. The landlord, a thin man with darting eyes, handed her the keys but avoided her gaze when she asked why the previous tenants had left. "People come and go," he muttered, "but you'll be fine, as long as you don't use the room at the end of the hall." Lena assumed he was joking. The first night passed without incident, though she noticed the faint smell of damp earth drifting from the far end of the upstairs hall. The door to that last room was locked tight, the paint around the knob blistered as if scorched. By the third night, things began to shift. She woke at 3:11 a.m. to a slow, deliberate tapping from inside the walls. It moved along the hallway toward the forbidden door, then stopped. The air seemed heavier, her breaths louder in her own ears. She told herself it was just the old house settling. On the seventh night, the tapping came again, but this time it was followed by a voice. "Let me out." It was a whisper so close she swore it came from just behind her bedroom wall. She spent the day convincing herself she had imagined it, but her unease grew. That evening, she found the key to the last room at the bottom of a kitchen drawer. She wasn't sure if it had been there all along or if someone had placed it there. By midnight, she stood at the scorched door, key in hand. She told herself she would just take a quick look, for peace of mind. The lock clicked open too easily, and the door swung inward without a sound. The smell hit her first, wet soil, rot, and something metallic. The room was completely bare except for a single armchair facing the corner. The wallpaper was peeling, revealing a black, spongy surface underneath, not wood, not plaster, something almost breathing. As she stepped closer, the air grew colder, her breath misting. She reached out to touch the wall and felt it pulse under her fingertips. The voice returned, louder now, echoing inside her skull. "You shouldn't have come in." The door slammed shut behind her. She spun, but the handle wouldn't turn. The wall began to swell outward, the black surface splitting to reveal a gaping mouth lined with teeth as long as her fingers. Something inside it moved, straining to push through. She screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the thing in the wall. In a final, frantic burst of strength, she yanked at the door until it gave way, tumbling into the hallway. She slammed it shut and locked it, the key snapping in the process. Lena left the house that night, never returning for her belongings. The next morning, the "for rent" sign was back in the yard. And the landlord, thin and pale as ever, greeted a young couple on the porch. "Lovely place," he said with a small smile. "Just one thing. Don't use the room at the end of the hall."